Welcome to our Cal State Long Beach College of Education brief info session on our teacher preparation programs from liberal studies to our post-bac. I have with me one of our student ambassadors, also named Wendy Ortega, which she'll talk in great detail more about liberal studies. So let me share my screens, and if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to add those questions to the chat as well. And sent from our Canva page. Perfect. I hope everyone could see. Perfect. So again, my name is Wendy Muzien. I specifically work within the College of Education. I do recruitment for all of our teacher preparation programs, undergraduate, post-bac, and also our master's degrees in education. I myself am an alum from Cal State Long Beach. I've been here for a while, at least 15 years as a student and staff combined. And I'll let actually Wendy Ortega introduce herself before I continue.
Hi, everyone. My name is Wendy as well. I'm a liberal studies student here at Cal State Long Beach. I transferred in the fall of 2023, and I'm here now completing my BA and my credentials as well.
All right. So just a brief overview about our college in general. So the university is split into 9 colleges that oversee different majors throughout the whole university. So we specifically oversee the liberal studies undergraduate program, our teacher preparation program, such as becoming an elementary school teacher, middle school, high school, special ed, and our newest PK3 teaching credential as well. So we serve around 2,400 students from undergrad to doctoral students. We are one of the colleges that get a lot of grants gifted, and all of these grants and gives awarded to the college. A lot of them actually go to scholarships for our students or to our residency programs to support them financially as they pursue their teaching credential. We're one of the top CSUs, number ones that provide many more credentialed teachers throughout the state of California. So maybe wherever you've worked or whichever school district you've attended or done observation hours, you've probably met a CSUOB alum there. We have clinical partnerships with 155 school districts. So that allows students to be placed or do their observation hours with these confirmed partners throughout LA County and Orange County, and I think some in San Bernardino County. We have, of course, over 50,000 plus alumni. I myself got my master's through this college many moons ago, so I'm an alum from the college itself. We have many scholarships awarded annually. Our scholarship cycle starts in the spring semester for our current students, and our incoming students, either first years or transfer students, are welcome to apply to these scholars within the first year here at Cal State Long Beach. And then a lot of our students, when they graduate, they've told us that they feel ready to work with schools, with their families, with their communities, with the skill sets they receive here, not just through the programs, but with the support of a lot of our faculty that do come from the backgrounds of what they're teaching. So many of our faculty were in the same shoes as the current students, trying to become teachers, were administrators, were counselors, and now they're teaching the next generation of educators. How to apply to the university. Of course, the main thing is connect with your counselors at Rio Hondo College. Make sure you're on top of the deadlines. I'm sure at Rio Hondo, there are many workshops to help you with the transfer process, how to submit your CSU apply application and so forth. In you all's case, as transfer students, these are the basic requirements. You need 60 transferable units from your community college, a minimum of 2-point GPA from these transferable courses, be in good standing during your last university you've attended. And you can obtain these transfer units through either your major specific requirements for your specific major, or if you are pursuing an associate's degree to transfer, an approved one. Of course, there are some associate's degrees that you can get at the community colleges, but you have to make sure the one you are pursuing is transferable with the major you're planning to transfer to the university. As a reminder, when you are transferring to Cal State Long Beach or any university, you are halfway through your bachelor's degree. So you are coming in as a junior or even a senior, depending on how many transfer students you may coming in to the university. So you're no longer treated as a freshman or sophomore taking 100 or 200 level courses, but you're now focusing on 300 or 400 level courses at the university level. Now, one of the questions we always get when talking to students who are interested in becoming teachers is, what major should you be pursuing? So to be a teacher, you could pursue any bachelor's degree and then still obtain your teaching credential afterwards. So within our students that I've talked to currently, we have some students who have a background in business and they have a bachelor's degree in business, some engineers, some psychology and so forth, but then decided to return to the university to obtain their teaching credential. For a lot of our business units, actually, they go into either elementary school because they like working with the younger children, or in the social sciences, teaching like social science or history. But we always tell students, if you know early on you want to become a teacher, then you want to explore what kind of teacher do you want to be, like what grade level, what subject, and so forth. So here at Cal State Long Beach, we have many majors to choose from and transfer into. This is just some popular majors that you see on your screen that students pursue and then become teachers. Some of these are actually waived. They waived the CSET requirement, which is the California Subject Examination for teachers, to show your content knowledge. When you're pursuing your teaching credential, basically you're showing that you know the content you're planning to teach. So for example, art education, biology, child development, that one waives meets the content requirements for the PK3. English, our history major here on campus also waives the CSET. And then we have the PE option for kinesiology, liberal studies, music, dance. Many students come through our human development bachelor's degree that allows them to either, it doesn't get waived if they want to become elementary school teachers, but there's some elementary school teachers who have this background knowledge. So it really depends on the student. What grade level would you like to teach? If you want to teach elementary school, then we encourage students to pursue liberal studies, which is the elementary education degree. If you want to teach middle school or high school, then we encourage the student to focus on a specific subject they're planning to teach. If you want to be the art teacher, biology or physics or chemistry or earth science, you want to teach English or history. Dance is our newest credential, which I'll mention later. So if you want to get your bachelor's degree in dance. So you could get any bachelor's degree and then become a teacher credential. You just have to meet the state official requirements, and you may have to take extra exams. But again, at the community college level, if you know you want to teach, then really pursue the bachelor's degree in the content area you want to teach. So this is where as educators, at some point, we do have to explore, well, what do I want to teach, what grade level, and so forth. Okay, I'm gonna pass it on to Wendy Ortega, who will go more into detail about liberal studies.
Thank you. So like I said before, I am a liberal studies major at this school. If you want to go into specific elementary school teaching, that's the major you go into. There's two pathways that we have, which is the initial regular BA, you just get your BA and then maybe come back for credentials. We are actually a pretty unique school. We have a separate program or a pathway. You can choose to do the integrated teacher education pathway, which basically combines your requirements for your BA and your credential and combines them in your senior year. So if you guys are coming in as transfers, as juniors, you basically have a year to kind of decide if you want to do the ITEP program. But throughout that whole year, we're giving you information more about the different options and yeah, so you can know the options. Next slide, please. And these are all the different pathways. Each one obviously is for a different purpose. The multiple subject credential program allows you to teach for grades K through 8. The You Teach and BILA are both also multiple subject, but these are more specific. They're more tailored to like a specific purpose. The You Teach program is a residency program, so you're taking your courses, but you're also doing like your practice teaching with the mentor teacher for a year. So you're getting that like experience and exposure. And then the BELA authorization, that can be added on to any credential, but it's really popular with multiple subject. It allows you to teach dual immersion, so English and a second language. The options we have are Spanish, Vietnamese, Korean, and Chinese Mandarin. You can also choose to pursue the education specialist credential, which obviously allows you to teach special education from the grades of kinder all the way to the age of 22. The Urban Dual Credential program is actually the program I'm currently in. It's unique because it gives you two credentials, not just one. So you're pursuing the multiple subject and special education credential. So it's two combined.
Perfect. I do want to add on a update for the You Teach program and the Urban Dual. These are considered like residency-like programs. They just recently received a grant because these students are at the school site. For You Teach, they're at the school site 1 year. And for UDCP, they're at the school site and student teaching for 2 years. So these students have no reason to be on campus unless they're working like Wendy or taking other classes. But they did get a grant to financially support their students so that some of these students could get more financial support, especially during their student teaching era where you're basically working for free. But through the grant, they're able to provide financial support so they don't have to worry about searching for other jobs. And for the You Teach program, they have it arranged with Long Beach Unified School District where all the You Teach candidates can work as substitutes on Fridays. Even our undergraduate students, which is traditionally not an option for our undergrads because you need a bachelor's degree to be a substitute teacher. So they arranged it so that these students are there on Friday already, well, they could cover a class if they need a sub. So they're the first one that could be calling that school site that they're working in and be paid to be the sub. So they're trying to find ways to financially support all of these students because there are times where a student who's going through observation hours or student teaching and cannot afford to work the traditional work days that other students can do, which is why our faculty are working hard to get grants and other means of scholarships to support the students so that they can leave and graduate these programs with networking opportunities, experience, and not a lot of debt. Well, as less debt as possible. So that's one of the newest updates for our You Teach multiple subject and Urban Dual for liberal studies. Okay, so we do have a minor. So again, the ITEP pathway is only available for liberal studies students. So if you're a child development student or Chicano studies student, we do not offer integrated pathways for those students here at Long Beach. Those students, they just have to complete their BA and then pursue the credential as a post-baccalaureate option. However, we do offer a minor. So as a transfer student, when you come to Long Beach, you can still add on a minor, which is like a few extra units or classes on a specific area study you want to learn more about. So in our case, we have the Equity and Education Studies minus 15 units. Some of these units may double count with whatever major you are pursuing. And you have the option to do your observation hours, to take a class with observations included in that class in elementary, special ed, or middle school, high school. So that gives you that fieldwork experience before getting into the teaching credential program to see if you really want to become a middle school, high school teacher, or work in elementary school or special education. So it gives students that an introduction to education, connects them with our college as well, and kind of prepares them ahead of time for the teaching credential program. So as a transfer student, when you come to Long Beach, you can always connect with our department, with the College of Education and our advising center so that you can add on the education studies minor. There are many great minors throughout the whole university. And this one is one of the newest ones. It's been around for at least 4 years and allows students to get experience in education early on. So the next set of programs, similar to liberal studies, but these are considered all post-baccalaureate programs. So traditionally, to be a teacher, you would have gone through the process of getting your bachelor's degree, graduate, and then when you're ready, apply to a post-bac credential program. This is not a master's degree. It's between a BA and a master's, a post-bac credential, where you are basically getting your the coursework, how to teach, and your student teaching, so you get a license to become a teacher here in the state of California. So we have overall, we have 6 post-baccalaureate programs here at Cal State Long Beach. We have our education specialist, credential or special education. So this one is 39 units, which could be done 3 semesters. These have asterisks because students do it between 3 to 4 semesters. There's a lot of coursework involved, about 4 to 5 methods courses. So the advisors encourage students to split those into 2 semesters. But many students, if they want to do it full time, they could finish in 3 semesters or a year and a half. So your education specialist credential allows you to teach from kindergarten to the age of 22. We have our multiple subject credential program, which is 40 units, 3 semesters. It could be completed in 3 semesters. And this one allows you to teach from kindergarten to 8th grade. We like to highlight the You Teach multiple subject, which is you are getting your multiple subject credential, but it's being done at Long Beach Unified through a residency-like program. Basically, your coursework, your observations, and student teaching are done off campus. This could be done in a year, so about 40 units, but in 1 year, actually. Here in the bottom, for those that are interested in becoming a middle school or high school teacher, and you want to pursue your single subject credential program. We do have a variety of subject area programs you want to focus on. So from single subject, a lot of our students choose art or dance, English, health science, mathematics, music, PE, any of the hard sciences like biology, chemistry, physics, foundational science, social science, aka history, and political science, and world languages. We have Spanish, Korean, Mandarin, then we have French. We have a variety of different world languages where students could just be the middle school, high school Spanish teacher, French teacher, and so forth. So if you want to pursue one of these, you'll pursue the single subject credential. It is 45 units, can be also completed in 3 semesters, but many students actually complete it in 4, with the last semester always being student teaching. With all of our credential programs, the last semester is always student teaching, where you are placed by the university at a school site with a mentor teacher and a faculty advisor for the 16 weeks of that semester. You are placed and you're basically the student teacher, and many of the mentor teachers allow you to teach certain parts of the classes. I think for the single subject, you're allowed to teach certain periods or lesson during the semester. And that's where you're also recording yourself to do some assessments for the state of California and completing all of your other requirements for the state of California. So the last semester, which is 16 weeks, that's student teaching period. For that, we have an internal applications for student teaching where you can put your top 3 school districts that you are considering, and then usually the Office of Clinical Practice will place you in any of those school districts that you indicated you were interested in. Our newest program that we have is our PK3, so preschool through 3rd grade early childhood credential. This was approved this year as of February. We just welcomed our first cohort of 60 students pursuing this post-bac option. This is also a 45-unit program. Can be done in 3 semesters or part-time 4 semesters. And this allows the student to teach preschool to 3rd grade. So if you're interested in teaching kindergarten to 8th, you want to pursue multiple subjects. But if you're really interested in teaching the younger children, especially from preschool to 3rd grade, then you want to pursue your PK3 credential. Again, this is a post-bac, so you graduate with your BA and then apply for any of these programs. For example, if you graduate in the spring semester here at Cal State Long Beach and you graduate with your BA in spring, which is May, you could apply by June 1st to return to Cal State Long Beach and then just continue with the post-bac program that following fall semester of that same year. So there's not much of a waiting period. It really is depends on the student how much they want to wait. And we also have an urban dual credential program offered as a post-bac, which allows the student to get their education specialist credential and multiple subject credential together in 4 semesters. And this is a cohort model 2-year commitment, the first year of coursework, the last year of student teaching. I believe Wendy is 1 semester general ed and 1 semester special ed. And then you're at a school site already. So this allows you to, of course, teach kindergarten to 8th grade plus K to ages 22. And I do like to say for the Urban Dual Credential Program, they do have a 99% of these students get their job right after they graduate. Many do get hired right away at their school districts or the local school districts where they worked. With all of these programs, all the courses are offered in the evenings in hybrid, some in person, but there's most of the courses are not hybrid or some fully online courses. These are not fully online teaching credential programs, they're mostly hybrid, but the classes are in the evening to accommodate working students and allow students to go during the day to do observation hours and student teach as well. And each one has their own faculty advisor to support their current cohort of students going through the program. I just wanted to show a snapshot of scholarships. Like I mentioned earlier, we do get a lot of grants and funding into the college. And I think about a good 80% of that funding goes towards scholarships for our students, because again, to become a teacher, many students do have to sacrifice working in order to gain their credential. So a lot of our scholarships are aiming at making sure the financial need and burden, the financial burden is being reduced with support of scholarships and grants to these students. So as you can see, a lot of our post-bac students, since we get more students in the post-baccalaureate level, get a lot more scholarship support. We have our undergraduate students, and this is just, they're just getting their bachelor's degree in liberal studies. They still have scholarship for those students. The liberal studies integrated pathway students have also their own allocated scholarship opportunities for them. So among these, we really are focusing on making sure our students are financially supported and also supported by our advisors and our faculty advisors. Within the college, we have 2 great main resources. We have many resources, but the main ones within the college is our Student Success and Advising Center. This is a one-stop shop for all of our students within the college and prospective students. So if you want to go more into depth with one of the advisors about a program, if you want more logistical information about the units and the class, and if your bachelor's degree waives the CSAT or not, then you could definitely drop in or call the advising center with these students. I'll share this slide deck with Emily to share with everybody, and I'll make sure I'll add links so that you can have access to the advising center. Recently, this semester, the advising center also provides a financial aid counselor. So they connect our students with our financial aid counselor from across campus. They also have a specific writing tutor, a career development tutor that supports our students to find either part-time jobs right now or prepare to find jobs, do their resume writing, their teacher philosophy when they're ready to go search for their teaching jobs, as well as a wellness ambassador, so mental health ambassador to help our current students with mental health services. We are located on the very south side of campus, right behind the library, and many of our students do come in the evening since many of our credential students have evening classes. So the advising center, their priority is to make sure a lot of the main resources across campus, our writing center, our career center, our mental health services, and financial aid are available on our south side of campus. So these counselors and peer mentors do have their drop-in hours in person in our college building. So I feel like that really connects our students to the campus resources as much as possible. And then we also have our Student Engagement Center, a center for our liberal studies students and our post-baccalaureate credential students where they could print hang out. We have working stations. We have our peer mentors, our student ambassadors that can help and support any students with any questions. And then they also host a variety of workshops throughout the semester. And this is also a great location for all of our student clubs within the college to meet and engage with the rest of our students. Right now, it's open until 5 p.m., but we're soon hoping it will be open until 7 p.m. Okay, Wendy will talk more about how to be engaged on the campus.
Thank you. So these are just a couple of the flyers we have of our current clubs on campus. These are specifically all housed under the College of Education. We have our Liberal Studies Student Association, Future Black Educators Club, Future Queer and Trans Future Educators, and Caminantes for Education. These aren't the only clubs on campus. There's way more outside of the college itself. And they focus on things like academics, sports, community service. But we're a very close-knit community. There's plenty of clubs, plenty of opportunities for you to meet new people, meet new students, and just get connected overall. So a few ways to connect. In person, we do have a week of welcome where I think for 2 days in the week, we basically table and you can ask questions, meet people who are they're like broadcasting their club, they're showcasing their clubs. You can ask questions, sign up, just get more information on that. Or you can go on to the events and orgs page, which is under your student account. That also has a list of like the extensive list of clubs and organizations on campus.
You're clicking the wrong way. Sorry. All right. So that's it for our presentation. I did add in Georgina Ramirez. She is a specific advisor for the PK3 credential. She does advise a lot of our prospective community college students especially from the child development major um, who are interested in our program. Our child development bachelor's degree is housed under the College of Health and Human Services, but now because of the PK3 credential, we are much more connected with that college, with their student orgs through this advisor to connect them with our college so they can learn more about the PK3 credential or even the multiple subject credential. Some of our child development students are interested in the multiple subject as well. You can follow us on Instagram. We have the one for outreach, our student ambassadors, the general college one. This is our student engagement one, just so you can see some of our activities that we do offer. But you are free to connect with me if you have any questions. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try my best to find someone on campus that will know the answer. But as a reminder, especially for now with the fall season of applying for next fall semester, do take advantage of the counseling center on your campus, the workshops, the transfer fair. I know for Rio Hondo College, the transfer fair is on October 1st. I am planning to be there to table alongside a lot of our CSULB counterparts. We usually have at least 2 to 3 tables representing from different majors there. So do come by the transfer fair on October 1st as well. I'm going to stop sharing and open up for any questions and check the comments. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to add it to the comments, or you could raise your hand on Zoom as well. Thank you, Emily, for sharing the transfer fair flyer. And we'll be here for a bit, but if no one has any particular questions, then I guess Emily, they're free to go. I will be sharing other opportunities to connect with us the rest of the semester in 2 weeks. In case you wanted to connect with us on a one-to-one basis or join us in one of our more general information sessions that we offer to all of our community college students. So thank you all for attending, but we'll be here for a few more minutes if you have any specific questions about anything.